Hi everyone, good day to all. My name is Jefferson Chu and I'm the Sales and Business Development Director of Antzer Tech. So Antzer Tech is actually one of the subsidiary of Innodisk, our parent company, and we are an AI OT solution provider that specializes in vehicle solution, fleet management system, as well as cold chain management. And today at Innovation Day, I'm so excited to share with you one of our recent innovation in the field of cold chain management called BeFresh. Today, we're going to go through the following. First, on the introduction side, we're going to cover the evolution of cold chain and also some of the current market trends. As for the challenges and pain points, we're going to discuss about the concurrent issues faced in the industry and also the ecosystem. Then we're going to move to the innovation. Here we're going to focus on the inception of BeFresh, the focal points, the solution components behind it, and also the architecture. And lastly, we're going to talk about some of our market-ready solutions, the smart solutions that are ready for offering. So this is with us and with our premier partner. Let's proceed with the introduction. So what is cold chain? Cold chain is a low temperature controlled supply chain network. Again, the key word here is low temperature controlled supply chain. So from the word itself, actually, as long as the produce or the item or the product is a low temperature, whether it's a food, beverage, to pharmaceutical, medicines, vaccines, they are actually part of cold chain. So when did cold chain actually start? Well, way back in 1800s, the fishermen, particularly British fishermen, they actually started to use ice to make sure that their stockpiles are fresh for sale. And the reason behind it is to ensure that the products are of high quality. And in fact, if you fail to keep the product at the correct temperature, it can result in textile degradation, discoloring, bruising, and microbial growth. And having said that, what are the consequences? People might get sick, and at worst, it may cause casualty or death. So in fact, when I did the research back in during the pandemic days, around December of 2020 till May of this year, there had been total of 82.1 million COVID vaccine doses that had been discarded because of failing to monitor the temperature. Now let's talk a little bit on the market trend on the cold chain. So cold chain industry has been increasingly steady, if not over exceeding the expectation of the forecaster, that we're looking at about 7.8% of compounded annual growth rate. In fact, by 2025, we are looking at the cold chain about 344 billion industry. And the reason behind this, why the steady increase, is because of three things. The first one is the demand for convenience. If you look at it, if you notice, a lot of people nowadays, especially when the pandemic hit us hard, people tend to store foods at home that are ready to eat. So the key word here is ready to eat. Everyone wants to have instant. So people learn that if I want to crave something during the pandemic era, that I wanted to have, let's say, a French fries or a pizza, I don't have to basically order them. I just have to get them out of the refrigerator and then put it in an oven, and there it goes. You can eat it in a couple of minutes. So the first one is the demand for convenience. The second one is the rising awareness to mitigate the wastage. A while ago, I mentioned that there has been 82.1 million COVID vaccines that has been discarded because of failing to monitor the temperature. So this wastage are the hidden costs that has to be rectified along the way. And third, the frozen segment. So as we move on, we can actually see that the global cold chain is actually comprised of about 75% focusing on food. In fact, all of them are food, from fruits and vegetables to dairy products to meat, and even to processed foods. And then 25% of it consists of pharmaceuticals. It could be medicine, vaccines, or what have you. Now let's proceed to challenges and pain points. So here I'm going to cover on the concurrent issues and difficulties that are faced in the cold chain industry. The very first one is the reliability. To be honest, there are a lot of, through the evolution of cold chain, we can see that refrigerator nowadays are with temperature control. They have temperature reading. However, in the cold chain industry, in order to monitor and to give a faster action to an incident, you need to have as well the real-time notification. And this is the crucial locking point. Like for example, if suddenly the temperature drops from a certain degree, let's say I want it to set at negative 10 degrees Celsius and suddenly it fall down to -6 or -5, and we know that the product will lose its shelf life. So the real-time notification is one reason why a lot of solutions nowadays are not quite that reliable. The second one is the flexibility. When we talk about flexibility, it is the ability of the cold chain solution to adapt in different scenarios from fixed to a movable asset. Let me give you an example. We have several cases where the manufacturing and the storage and the distribution center and the logistics totally have different sets of cold chain solution. Reason being because the product itself has different limitations from cold to wet, dry environment. So flexibility for an object is something that is also an arising problem at the moment. The third one is the integratability, the ability to be integrated. So we have came across with like a medium to big enterprise where they would like to have their concurrent solution, like the temperature monitoring, to be integrated onto their system so that they can use unified system to monitor all the sensors in the manufacturing area. However, the sensors are not open for this kind of integration. And then lastly, but the most important one, the continuity. The continuity, a while ago I mentioned that in most cases they have different solutions from the storage, from manufacturing to storage to distribution, and this doesn't really cannot coexist at the same time, and they are not integratable, they are not flexible, so they have to maintain 3 different solutions. So, and in some cases, in order for you to make them work together, it will incredibly increase the operational cost. So what is the innovation? The goal of Antzer is to be able to provide uninterrupted cold chain management. So starting from the left, starting from the manufacturing or the produce or the origin, to the storage where the products are kept, to the logistics for distribution, until it reaches the destination or the retail store. Every single area will be covered with cold chain management solution. And how do we plan to do that? It's by using BFresh. So our BFresh is the UCCM, or uninterrupted cold chain management solution, that can be applied starting from the harvest. So if you have an agricultural buildings or food manufacturing process facility, to transportation. So here you have your reefers, insulated containers, until the retail store, where you start to load your goods for public purchase, at home when the consumer receives it, until the commercial side, where these items will be available in the restaurants, or let's put it in the pharmaceutical, the vaccines. So here's how we do it, and allow me to walk through you to it. So if you look at it, on the left-hand side, we have the goods, the produce, the logistics, and at the same time, the refrigerated facility on the retail store or the supermarket, all using the same sensor, the temperature sensor. And then we send this data, the temperature sensor reading, the expiry management, to our gateway. For the gateway, we do have two options. The very first one is for fixed asset, the one on the upper side. And the second one, for the movable ones, is on the lower side. And then once we have the data will then be sent to our cloud system called BFresh. Now the BFresh is responsible to provide the real-time monitoring, where you will actually be notified when there's a change, or when there's a sudden change of temperature. You can be notified through email, through text message, or through third-party applications. Like for example, in Taiwan, we can use Line or WhatsApp, depending on the integration that you would want to do. And since our platform is powered by our very own Innodisk iCap, we are able to remotely monitor all the hardware peripherals on our server. And that gives us an advantage whenever there's a failure of the hardware. In fact, all of the hardware on the edge devices are monitored, and we are notified first-handedly when something is failing. What if our partner requires integration? We have that offering as well. So similarly, on the left-hand side, we have our BFresh tag to accommodate it. And then our partner can use their respective gateway and platform to develop their needs. And as a result, they can work on their user-defined scalable applications on the workstation, mobile app. And if needed, we have also SDK and API to sustain it. So what are the components of BFresh? So there are two components of the solution. First, on the hardware and on the software. So the hardware is comprised of the tag, the temperature sensor, and the gateway. So for the tag, we have the ELSA BT. So ELSA BT actually works on Bluetooth 5.0, which supports long range and battery power saving feature. That is why a single battery can accommodate up to 3 years battery life. Again, 3 years battery life without even changing one. And then for the temperature range, it can support from -40 degrees to 80 degrees Celsius. And of course, it's IP67, so it's totally environment agnostic, cold or dry weather, it can sustain. And for the gateway, we have our ReFi for fixed asset and ReFi for movable asset. So a quick walkthrough on ReFi. So ReFi can accommodate a lot of tags. We tested around 100, and it supports a variety of communication mode from Wi-Fi to LTE, and it supports the widely used MQTT protocol. And on the right-hand side, we have the ReFi. So ReFi is used for movable assets for the logistics. So on top of the Bluetooth where it connects to the LSI BT, it also provides tracking services like positioning. And at the same time, we have tons and generous of input and output for it to accommodate in case you need to extend the solution further. If you need RFID reader, barcode scanner for your logistics, they can be done in just one device. And on the right-hand side for the software, we have the vFresh. So the vFresh is a cloud-based management system that provides you all the real monitoring of temperature, expiry management that you need. And to move forward, let me share with you the focal points or the key features of vFresh. Let's start on the left side. First one is the color-coded Velcro straps. It may sound simple, but the color-coded straps plays an important role in the distribution center. We have several cases in Taiwan that they're very, very appreciative of the color-coded Velcro straps because we can easily define which are the dairy for non-dairy, frozen, and poultry. So they use the color-coded Velcro straps to determine it. The second one is the real-time alert and notification. So when times that an event occurred, low temperature, expiry management, you'll get an instant notification on your phone via SMS, email, or whatever integrated third-party communication you have. Third, user-friendly. The solution is totally plug and play, meaning if I'm the new owner, I will probably need 5 minutes just to set up, plug in the adapter to it, place the wireless LSI BT sensor on the refrigerator, everything controlled on the remote server, done. And it's totally cloud-based. So you can access it on your web browsers or even the mobile apps. It's totally cost-effective. Cost-effective meaning if you want to, let's say, change your solution, let's say overnight, you will not even think about it because the solution is too effective, efficient, and economical. And lastly, one of the most important one, environment agnostic. So this device is IP67, which you can install anywhere from cold to dry and different weather conditions. You don't have to be afraid because this device is tested and certified. So right now, I'm just going a little bit on the expiry management since this is not something that is widely available on the cold chain, but needed, okay? But this is very needed. So the expiry management works in a very, very simple way. We call them the unbuckle and buckle. So what you have to do is that aside from setting up the device's expiry management date, best before, when you start to buckle the device, just a snap, what happened here is you'll start doing the expiry management. And once the expiry management reaches its expiration, you'll get a notification. Truer, LED notification. It will turn red. And at the same time, you will get real-time notification on your mobile device or on your email. Now let's talk about the market-ready solutions. To start with, let me share with you how do we come up with a smart, uninterrupted cold chain management logistics. First, of course, using our solution, cold chain management, starting from the produce to the storage to the distribution until the destination. And since we are powered by ICAP Innodisk, now we are able to provide cloud management system at your fingertips. So we know what's going on with the software. And our premier partner, Millitronic, they are the wireless expert, and they are able to provide full control of the wireless communication in the facility, as well as if the device needed wireless enablement. And then SysInno is totally responsible for the air quality, okay, from the PM to the SO2, whatever needed to make sure that the employees are safe and sound on the air they breathe. That's SysInno. And then Itina and Asus are the ones who are providing for the edge AI things. So Itina, with their video analytics such as the facial recognition and license plate recognition, paired with Asus, they can work on an attendance system, facial recognition based attendance system, and as well as smart parking. And for the smart retail, again, Antzer is the ones accommodating the cold chain management, powered by ICAP, and Itina providing the in-store analytics, Asus doing all the system integration, smart kiosk, signage, we have the attendance system, POS system, even the membership. And Millitronic and SysInno are responsible for the wireless communication and the air quality, respectively. So here, this is a sharing that we are currently working as a prototype and will soon be available. And this is what we call the smart cold chain delivery. So a lot of deliveries right now are through motorcycle, and this is what we have to offer. So this is using our ELSA BT to monitor the temperature and expiry, and through the phone, it can send the data to the backend server. So this is very, very cost effective and easy to use. As a recap, our BFresh provides uninterrupted cold chain management starting from the harvest or the produce to the transportation, delivers distribution, to the retail, reaching to the consumer and commercial. So our solution is reliable, flexible, integration ready, and uninterrupted. We hope that we can make a difference in every link of cold chain using BFresh. Thank you so much, and if you want to tune in, please visit our website through the QR code below. Happy Innovation Day. Bye.